Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Have you ever been unburdened by what has been? Guess who was the one that actually said that first? Yes, it was not Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris has been the one to popularize the term in today's society because she thinks that she's a motivational speaker of sorts, but actually it was Karl Marx. Karl Marx was the one that says, move forward into a future unburdened by what has been. Strange. I wonder where I heard that saying before. She's just removed the first bit, move forward into a future, although she'll say that she's creating an opportunistic society, an opportunistic economy. What the bloody hell does that mean? I don't know. Beats me. But if it's anything that I know to be what I already do know, is that Kamala Harris is actually a Marxist. Her father was a Marxist teacher in Stanford University, of all the universities you want to go to. Stanford, by all means, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get indoctrinated to the actual core, go there. But nevertheless, Karl Marx, who is known for what? Marxism as well as communism. He was also highly critical of, you guessed it, capitalism. He said that a capitalist society will eventually eat itself apart. But get this, mate, communist societies eat themselves apart. Although Karl Marx was rather critical of capitalism because the guy doesn't like free markets, he doesn't like people actually going about their business in a free society. No, he wants to control everything under the sun, even though Karl Marx, being rather critical of things, he couldn't actually come up with something that actually worked. Everyone loves to talk about Karl Marx and his theories and what he was actually critical of, but the fact is, yes, it may sound fantastic in theory, but in practice, none of it works. It's proven that none of it works. Guess what? Communist Russia, communist China, communist North Korea, for goodness sake. Although I think communist North Korea is a little bit of a higher end version of communism, just the utmost extreme when you take a crazy leader and you worship and you idolize that crazy leader. A lot of people actually did that in Stalin's time, although Stalin was just a crazy individual. Same with Mao's China, believe it or not. All these people actually looked at Karl Marx and Marxism and go, I am going to get inspired by that man. That man made a lot of sense. Screw capitalism, screw free markets. I don't want any of that. I'm going to have a shared system everywhere in society. And you know what? It's only going to be shared if I get the most out of it. And, it's interesting in today's day and age how we've got leaders like Kamala Harris, who I don't think actually bet on or knew that people would know what she was saying, and who actually said it first. I think she was counting on the fact that people would be dumb and ignorant and not educated enough, which, by the way, they don't teach any of this crap in school. So that goes to show you, unless you are actually doing secondary studies furthermore and doing a deeper dive into this sort of stuff, but they don't really teach you about Karl Marx and his theories in school. At least I didn't hear about him until after I left school. I heard about communism, but the father of communism was Karl Marx. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? But you got people these days in positions of power, and I think we should know and we should learn about who are the ones that came up with this stupid idea of communism, Marxism, and socialism and Nazism and all that sort of stuff. I think we should know who are the ones that actually came up with that stuff, so that in today's day and age, we know what they previously said and what they're saying today, to see who's actually the communist in disguise, which I believe Kamala Harris is a communist in disguise, or a Marxist in disguise, parading around like she's a Democrat, but really she's not. She's got no policies whatsoever that make any sense at all. Is it any wonder, she can't even describe what an opportunistic economy is going to look like? For her, she's going, I'm going to create this utopia for everybody except the lower class or the middle class. Although she says, I came from a middle class family, but you know what? I'm going to look after the rich people because I happen to be really rich now. Well, she's not really that rich, but she thinks she's rich. So how about that? I'm going to tax middle business owners, the small business owners, to absolute oblivion. And you know what? They deserve it. Whereas the big guys, they get let off scot-free. You know what? I'm just going to continue making more billions of dollars and funding stupid war efforts and things like that. And that's an opportunistic economy, according to Kamala Harris. See how dumb that actually is? Yeah, well, she's actually dumb. She is so stupid. It's quite concerning to actually see. One thing I know to be certain about her is she would make a terrible motivational speaker because that's all she's doing. Like, I'm going to move people with my emotive language. I can do the exact same thing, man. I can do a motivational speech right now for you. I can get you in the groove. I can move you forward into a future where you have been unburdened by what has been, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that. You're going to be unburdened by what has been. I'm going to create an opportunistic society, an opportunistic economy. Everybody in society gets the same outcome, which is communist. We don't want that. We don't want everyone to have the same bloody outcome because that is completely unfair. It's not just, it's not right at all. But nevertheless, Kamala Harris wants that for everybody, especially people in the black community, which, funny enough, she's not actually black. She's Indian Jamaican. So she is full of lies. But the worst lie of all is saying or not addressing the fact that she is, in fact, a communist at heart. Everything that she has done is and said at the moment leads to communism. She said something the other day about supermarkets and raising, I can't recall off the top of my head what exactly it was, but we know that it doesn't work. That's for sure, especially when it comes to supermarkets and taxes and levies and all that sort of stuff that goes along with it. She wanted to do that. And she realized after a lot of blowback, hey, it doesn't work. Oh, sorry, I'm going to do it right this time. Well, what makes you so certain that you're going to be the one that does it right when so many other people have tried it and they've failed? But I am different because I've been unburdened by what has been. Oh, dear, oh, dear. So if you guys weren't already aware of Karl Marx, who wrote the Communist Manifesto in 1848. By the way, the man didn't shower. He sponged off so many people, stole a lot of their money, never paid them back, had an affair with, I think it was a maid, got her pregnant, refused to call that child his own. And, well, he was just a disgusting, despicable human being. Nobody actually liked him at all. But yet somehow in today's day and age, people like him. It's amazing to me when you got people in Melbourne here in Australia and they're having a Celebrate Marxism Day on a university campus. What does that tell you? Scary, man. Now, you don't want a communist to be in any kind of position of power because they will destroy everything. When a communist meets a capitalist, what do you think is going to happen? The communist is going to take over the capitalist as best he possibly can. And once the communist gets voted in or put into the position of power, good luck getting him out. You're starting to see that now over in Canada and over in China. Xi Jinping, dictator for life. I don't want to leave, man. You're not kicking me out. There's no point in having elections anymore. I'm a dictator for life now. Kim Jong-un, same thing. Oh, I'm a Kim. I am powerful beyond measure. You no way you're getting rid of me. I'm a god, damn it. Don't bother. Kamala Harris and Biden and the rest of the other bloody Democrats in the White House at the moment. By the way, who's running the country? I don't know. I don't think anyone knows at this point. Everyone's trying to go, who's actually running the country? All these shills behind the scenes. Who are they exactly? Trying to figure that out. I don't really know. Maybe they got all these masks and they're in some secret society somewhere in Wisconsin or Washington, D.C. under the basement of the White House. Who knows, people? But anyway, Kamala Harris has proven to all of us that she is a dumb dingbat. She's got no idea about anything. And yet she is running for president. She is a weak leader, not just the fact that she is a Marxist and she has got no idea what the hell is going on, but I cannot stand her voice. It would be utter insanity and cruel and unusual punishment if we had to listen to her and Tim Walz, who, by the way, got destroyed last night by JD Vance. JD Vance was brilliant. I thought he was cool, calm, collected, and poised. And my goodness, Tim Walz lied through the skin of his teeth, which they always do. And he didn't have the earrings, the actual earphone earrings that Kamala Harris was wearing, the Bluetooth ones where you can talk to people. He didn't have that. So he was, of course, flustered. He's going up against someone that he knows he can't beat, someone that's more intelligent and has been through a lot worse than what he's been through. And, well, it showed. It really did show. He was absolutely flustered. So for your information and for your benefit, some key takeaways about Marxism and why you should not vote for a Marxist like Kamala Harris. Karl Marx is a prominent thinker, a terrible thinker at that, who wrote on topics related to economics, political economy, and society. Spoiler alert, he hated everything to do with capitalism, although a lot of people seem to think that he was one of the ones that came up with the term. I don't see why, but anyway, it was because it was 1848, people. This is before World War I began. Friedrich Engels, who was the other person that wrote the Communist Manifesto with Marx, he wrote Das Kapital. By the way, he was German, I think. German-Russian. Can't remember exactly where. He was born in Germany, but spent a lot of time elsewhere. Spent a lot of time in London, believe it or not. So how about that, people? Born in Germany, just decided to move over to London. Good old London. Look what's happening to it now. London's going down the drain, isn't it? So anyway, the Communist Manifesto and Das Kapital. Das meaning I hate capitalism. Dear. Marx is known for his revolutionary writings favoring socialism and a communist revolution. Yes, we know that none of that stuff actually works in practice. It just destroys society as we know it. Look what happened to communist Russia and everything else. Not just that, you've got these other elements of the economic aspects, which people need to actually do some research into. But you need to have free markets and trade and allow people to, sell things, and that works. We know that it works. And you got tariffs and you got taxes, you got all these things in society that actually makes things work. When you go, no, that person needs to give me this amount because I said so. Because you know what? It needs to be a shared outcome, even though that person doesn't deserve it. Okay. By all means, I'll give you my shared outcome. Give it to me. Let's go. It doesn't work. And it's dangerous. It will uproot society as we know it. Also, freedom of speech, done. None of that anymore. So, that's what will happen if Kamala Harris gets voted into office. She will destroy modern democracy. It's gone. Just thought I'd warn you all. Anyway, you guys be blessed. See you guys in the next video. Take care.